Welcome to Walker Talk, presented by Barely Sober News. This week's episode of The Walking Dead is Season 7, Episode 11, called Hostiles and Commodities. Isn't that nice? I'm George Pecoraro. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Barely Sober News if you would like to, or you can like and subscribe to this video because you have to. So, this week we had a good Eugene Dwight episode. Eugene is kind of becoming one of the saviors, I believe, by force, and Dwight is kind of breaking away from the saviors a little bit by choice. So we had Eugene kind of, the whole beginning of the first episode, the whole beginning of this episode was pretty much frightened, shitting in his pants, and then he kind of figured out that you're kind of taking good care of him because Negan needs him, and now he knows he needs him, and he's kind of getting more confident in what he's doing, and one just kind of like immersing himself in the saviors. So pretty much like he on his own, he kind of like can't really survive on his own. He's much as Eugene has learned, he kind of needs the saviors, and I guess he's kind of seeing how well the saviors are treating him. I think in any circumstance he does not want to be a part of the saviors, but he's immersing himself in the saviors just because he's kind of forced to. He cannot fight back right now. There's nothing he can do but just say, I am Negan and I am a part of the group. So he's kind of protecting his own self, but also in a way getting what he wants. I guess, a jar of pickles, how he likes those pickles. And he's kind of like working around with the saviors, kind of feeling good about it. He kind of did a whole spoof lie talking to Negan, telling this whole backstory, how he's actually a doctor. And you kind of, he always gets that first scared at first, and then kind of immerses himself into a character. If I want to be here, if I want to stay alive, I need to come up with something pretty quickly. And he does. He uses his wits, and no one's going to challenge him on where he got his doctorate degree, because no one there is going to know at all. Those people that would maybe know are dead. So he's pretty smart on his feet there. Pretty much, Negan comes to him at the end, asking him who he is, without even missing a beat. He just says, I am Negan. I am utterly Negan. I was Negan before, and I just couldn't say it then. So now I don't believe that's true, though. I think he just knows that he can't defy Negan right now, so he needs to say he is just to keep alive for the time being. So, but Dwight kind of had his own thing going on with Sherry, his wife, figuring out that Sherry helped Daryl escape, and she ended up running off herself. Now Negan demanded Dwight to go after her, going into the one place, their old house that they used to live in, and that's where their spot was, wherever they were gonna, if they ever got lost, that's where they were gonna go. So it kind of worked out. Like she was there before, left him a note saying how we cannot be any part of it. I did these things to save your life, and we're kind of done. I'm gonna go on my own. I don't want to be part of Negan. I don't want you to find me at all. And kind of Dwight kind of accepts it, just saying like that's what it is. Like he doesn't want to go. He's kind of done looking for her. Comes back and saying that she's gone, and Negan believes it. Mostly believes it, but we'll see on that. See if she ever comes up again. I don't think that's the last of Sherry. We're gonna see. And also you got Negan's wives, seeing what they're really going through, in terms of the one that wants to kill herself, and her other friends trying to help her, and also trying to swindle Eugene into making more pills so that they can kill Negan themselves. And it's kind of smart. I did not see that coming. It's kind of smart of Eugene, of course, kind of catching on to that. And we'll see where that goes from there. See, that there are people out there that want to kill Negan. And we'll see if there's maybe a little resistance people kind of joining together to come after Negan, or is most people actually really with him? You know, maybe in the future, he knows where the wives stand. So maybe in the future, Eugene kind of gets them together. See if they kind of join team and they kind of form this resistance. Maybe, Eugene sees Rick or something and they kind of form this resistance from the inside. Eugene just stays with Negan, but, kind of gets intel for the other group. So we'll see how that turns out. So all in all, I mean, I kind of really liked this episode. You kind of had this episode. It was kind of a little boring. It was just a filler episode. Kind of just to touch bases what's going on with Negan and where Dwight is. I mean, hopefully for the rest of the season, it kind of picks up. We get more good things going on. Rick. Hopefully we get the main character, Rick, in this episode. We kind of get some more action, more things. But we want to see. We want to see Rick overcoming Negan and fighting back against the Saviors and kind of killing Negan. I mean, will we get that this season? I don't think so. I think we're gonna get teased for this whole season, and nothing that we really want to happen is gonna happen. So we'll see how. The Walking Dead fans, we're all loyal and we keep watching. I mean, at this point, we're gonna keep watching. It's just, is this good TV or is this not good TV? Right now, I mean, I'm enjoying these past 3 episodes, but they need to also pick it up. This was a slow episode. It was a fun, interesting episode, but it needs to get picked up again and needs to get going, because I don't want to be tugged around for the rest of the season and then absolutely nothing happens, because who wants that? We want the battle. Because they build up to the battle, let's get a big battle instead of one little scene and that's it. So we'll see how this goes. This has been the Walker Talk, presented by Barely Sober News on The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 11, Hostiles and Commodities. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Barely Sober News. You have to like and subscribe, as the law says. And this, Eugene is Negan.